Black man, black woman, listen to me. You are a Christian, right? Pay attention. The people who gave us Christianity and told us about a loving Jesus beat the Christianity into us through flogging. The people who gave us Christianity took our African little babies and gave them to their European alligators as food. The people who built the missionary churches in Africa and told us about Jesus the Christ forcefully raped African little girls in front of their parents inside the slave ship around 1562. It will never be well with Captain John Hawkins. Around 1562, over 50 little African boys and girls were raped by European pedophiles inside the slave ship of Captain John Hawkins. This British slave trader landed his slave ship at Sierra Leone and deceived over 300 Africans into the slave ship, where they were brutally and sexually molested and abused. Hawkins had no remorse in enslaving Africans to the extent of having a crest that shows a young African girl tied while she is naked. He was so proud of making so much money from the enslavement of innocent Africans. And this is not something new to Queen Elizabeth I, who gave her those slave ships for Africans to be forcefully loaded into the New World, which is America. The Catholic Church endorsed the enslavement of Africans. The Catholic priest Bartholomew de las Cascas in the year 1517 recommended that Africans should be captured and used to replace the weak and dying Native Americans who were poisoned and killed by Christopher Columbus in collaboration with the Spanish monarchy in 1492. The same European homosexuals who read the Bible to our ancestors raped African husbands in front of their wives as punishment for disobedience. They forced African brothers and sisters to have sex in the slave ship in order to have baby slaves. In some of the plantations in America, European sex addicts forcefully raped African women in front of their husbands and children. Many African men who tried to speak were killed before they could open their mouths to speak. This is the people you follow their religion. We were made to detest our values and culture. We enthusiastically, through mental brainwashing and indoctrination, embrace the values of the foreigners who came with ships during the mid-15th century. They made us believe that we are black because we are children of Satan, while they are white because they are children of God. They destroyed the bond that tied us together. Through imperialism, Africans became the disease of this world today. The over 400 years enslavement of African people created a common belief in the minds of the Western world that black people are inferior people. The humiliation was inhuman. Animals cannot even be treated that way. The level of sexual abuse and violence of Africans in the slave ship by the European slave masters was the greatest abuse in human history. African girls of 6 to 9 years old were sexually abused in front of their mother by the slave masters. This was deliberately done to break Africans. Black men were made to satisfy the sexual urge of European homosexuals. It started from punishing their wives, where the European homosexual will rape the black man in front of his wife. They never saw black people as homo sapiens. Did you know that in every slave ship brought from Europe to Africa to take Africans as slaves to America, gave black babies as food to their European alligators and crocodile? In North Africa, the Arab Muslims have been enslaving Africans for over 700 years before the European slave trade in the mid-15th century. The Arabs who invaded North Africa on December 639 AD, starting from Egypt, massacred over 100 million Africans in North Africa during the Arab slave trade in the 7th century AD. The killing was so high that once an African slave is too tired and weak, they see that particular slave as bad markets, and they don't hesitate in slitting the throat of the African slave. This is the level of atrocities unleashed on Africans by the people who brought European Christianity and Arabic Islam to Africa. And you are boasting that you are a Christian or a Muslim. Shame on you that you don't know this about your ancestors. It is a dilemma.